everybody. Thanks for listening to Off Your Flosser podcast. We are brought to you in part by the Auto Flosser.
The easy solution to a complex problem. I think I just made it more complex than it needed to be. Dexterity issues, access, you can't see what's going on. Auto Flosser, and go auto floss yourself. Get that tip right underneath the edge of the bridge. Zippity zap underneath the ortho brackets. I'm doing a lot of hand talking here. And
you're voguing, actually.
Totally,
yes.
Right? There you go.
Give it to your patients. Put it in their hands. Show them how to use it. Become an ambassador.
And the bottom line is, we got to keep our patients flossing and looking good and staying healthy, and makes our hygiene jobs easier, makes maintenance a breeze.
Yes.
Everybody wins. There's really no downside, except the 5 minutes it's going to take you to look at the video. So check out the link in the description. Guys, thank you so much. And go auto floss yourself.
Go auto floss yourselves.
Boom.
How's my audio been lately? Like loudness. I guess there's a word for that. Volume.
Volume.
Yes. Am I still loud?
Yeah, a little bit. It's the tone.
You don't like my tone? Is that what you're saying?
I think you got an issue with your tone. It's the hardness of where you're recording.
This isn't ideal. The space shuttle.
You would think it's bouncing off the windshield or something. I don't know. It just creates like a.
I could put some stuff around me.
I'm not saying do it right now, but it just creates like a hardness that it's just. It's sharp. It's sharp.
I'll work on that.
I don't know.
All right.
It's an imperfect system in an imperfect world, and the audio is what it is for now.
I'll figure it out.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You just need to move here, and then we can do it in the same room.
Just come over, have coffee. You know how much easier
would
that would be, man?
Yeah, so just move here.
I'm not moving, man. We just moved.
You want to live in the city?
I don't live in the city, though.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's maybe.
How long does it take you to get downtown?
From here, about an hour.
Oh, okay. Well, that's about the same for St. Louis, but I am not in a suburb of St. Louis. I'm an hour south in the boonies.
I hear you. And it sounds fabulous, but yeah, I think I'm stuck.
But you don't want to move again. I don't blame you one bit.
No offense. But,
what's the episode? Are we on
142?
140. Are you sure? I think it's 143. Bet $1. What do you think?
It is 143. My bad. Wow.
You can mail me $1 when you get a chance.
Okay.
Slip it in there with that Reaper.
Oh, settle down now. So 143 this week, and guess what I did last night? You'll never guess, but let me just tell you.
You sat on the couch, eating popcorn, and watched King Kong versus Godzilla for the 5th time because you love it so much.
I told you the movie was trash.
I know.
It's so far-fetched. If King Kong learned sign language, why didn't he give those people that chained him up to that ship the middle finger? He had the power and the ability.
He had to have seen it before.
There's no comparison. The Godzilla would cut him in half with his laser breath. Movie's over.
Godzilla continues to destroy stuff. Is what the title of the movie should have been.
Yeah. Anyway.
No. We watched the Conor McGregor fight. Did you hear what happened?
Oh no, I did not. I'm not in the MMA circle. We had our own adventures going on this past weekend, but we'll get into that later. So tell me. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it that wants to.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, you can look it up on the
yeah. Go Google it.
The undercard was awesome. I don't know anybody's names anymore. I don't know anybody.
Sure.
But my son does, and he's telling me, okay, this guy's supposed to be this, and anyway, couple nice knockouts if you're into that kind of violence. Then Conor McGregor and this guy get into it, right? Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
Poirier. I don't know how to say his name. Guy's from Louisiana. Okay. Conor 1-1. Dustin 1-1. So this is the trilogy.
Sudden
You know what
death.
I mean, this is it. This is the game changer, whatever you want to call it.
And
They're going at it.
McGregor, he's pretty crazy. Like, he has a mohawk and tattoos everywhere, and he looks.
And the other guy too had all
like-
kinds of tattoos. They all
Yeah,
do.
like the whole demeanor, the whole, what do you call it? Like, that looks like death in a basket. In one punch, you're dead.
Well, those guys
That
don't.
type.
They don't dabble with fighting.
Yeah.
I don't want to get hit by anything. But these leather gloves
please
these
no.
guys fight with, that's got to feel like getting
Yeah,
hit with
they're
a,
like,
with a damn
they're
sledgehammer.
hard. They're hard styrofoam in a fist. So you've got this much saving you from bone-crushing punches.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. I don't care who you are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They're going at it.
Anyway.
They're throwing
yeah.
leg kicks. That's a strategy, right? Actually, no, they're on the ground.
Yes.
They're throwing elbows, and it's like they're fighting in a phone booth. I mean, the dust is on top of them, and they're just going to work throwing elbows. I mean, it's gruesome, right?
Yeah.
They stand up. Connor goes to throw a punch, and I want to say his left leg, lower, right above the ankle, snaps in half. And you see his foot kind of like roll under his leg, and he collapses and covers up. The other guy jumps on him, and the ref lets it go like the last 2-3 seconds, and the bell rings. At the bell,
Yeah.
he goes, "My leg is broken. My ankle is broken." And you look at it, and you can kind of see like the edge of the bone pressing against the skin, and you're like, "Oh my God, that's gonna hurt so bad." So evidently, he must have pre-cracked it, and one of the kicks in the beginning of the fight. It's got to be frustrating for a guy who trains his ass off for most of a year.
I know.
To go in there and then lose like that, you know? But it looked like it just hurt, man. And they're talking trash, and he's talking about the guy's wife. And so there may be another one, but I don't know.
Oh, he's going to be a
Way
while.
to end. Yeah, that was a bad way to end. But
And
before that...
for him... Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. But that was like the highlight of the night. So it's me, my son, and one of his buddies. So we ordered the fight, and we never do that. You know, he usually just
but good thing you did.
sees it online somewhere, and he tells me about it or whatever. And because I don't really follow it like I used to. But I was like, I kind of want to see how this ends. You know what I mean? Because this is kind of a big deal. You know, but all the fights were good if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah. I do. I love that kind of thing.
But the leg cracking in half, dude, and the guy just collapsed. I've seen that a couple other fights too. It looks like it just hurts so bad, you know.
That made it all worth it. Like whatever you paid, double it, triple it, you would have paid again to see that live. Oh my gosh! And I get it because when I was doing martial arts and stuff, I was the U.S. Capital Classics champion of continuous sparring 1999. The next year I went to defend my title or whatever. And as I'm preparing for one of the fights, I had my leg on my trainer's shoulder and he was like leaning back and I was doing the splits on his shoulders. Well, I hear something. I felt something pop in the back of my, like right under my buttocks. Something just popped and I was like, I don't know what that was, but it doesn't hurt, so whatever. Well, when I started sparring, my leg kept giving out. And it was my support leg. So I'm kicking with my right foot, and my left leg keeps giving out, you know. So I just had to do a lot of hand stuff. Anyway, I got second place. But come to find out, like, I'd snapped, one of my hamstrings just snapped. And it was all, like, bunched up in the back of my leg. It was a mess.
That doesn't
the
sound
good
like
news...
cakewalk.
Gosh, it took a good 6 weeks to feel decent. And then after that, my leg just started, like, I had so much flexibility in my left leg after that. But anyway, my point is, if that had not happened, I would have tore these girls up, you know? So it's sad that is what kept me from, you know, going all that I could. And I'm sure Conor McGregor's feeling that.
So that was your Conor moment.
Yeah, but not near as bad.
Competed sports on that any kind of like serious level, just around the neighborhood, that type of thing. But that's got to be frustrating when you train your ass off and then now you can't even do what you know what I mean. And it wasn't
and it was before mine was before the fight. I was like,
But this,
So they made it through the first round, and well, that's how it ended. And so
in the first round,
TKO, yeah.
So the other guy wins because Connor couldn't keep going on.
Yeah, well, you can't stand,
Right.
you can't fight.
I mean, you could have wrapped it. Jeez, come on, Connor.
G up, Connor. G up.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad I hope those guys are okay and everybody is. But that's a rough way to
I hope
make,
it doesn't
earn a living,
ruin
dude.
his. I hope it doesn't ruin his career. I think heal up. Hopefully he'll be back.
Yeah, he doesn't need to come back. He had just as an aside for anybody who doesn't know, he had an Irish whiskey company called Proper 12, right? And he was promoted on
Proper 12,
Proper 12. So
oh,
I guess
that's
it was aged
not Irish.
a proper 12 years old, or
right.
I think that's the implication. Anyway, him and his partners sold it to some other distillery, and I want to say for $600 million. So whatever his portion was like 100, and plus he fought Mayweather a couple years ago for another 100. So if he was saved half of what he earned, he's going to be set for life. But those guys, he's not going to just sit around and get lazy. They're fighters. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? So
that's like a hobby. What else did you do this weekend? I thought you had something. Special going on.
It was the grandson's birthday party yesterday. So we go over to his other grandparents' house, and they volunteered their yard and services.
Yeah.
And so I was just hanging out, taking pictures and shooting video and stuff, which I need to go through. But I got other things. I got other editing projects to do first.
Right.
But it was fun. It was fun. A couple babies were there, and two little baby girls, that he's known. The moms are all friends and stuff. And it's weird how baby girls and baby boys are different. I saw this fool cartwheel off the couch, right?
Wow.
He's climbing up on the couch now, and he'll dive like he's sliding into home plate,
Yeah.
And he threw himself and caught the edge of the couch and kind of rolled over onto this big blanket thing that he had on the ground, and he did it on purpose. I'm freaking out, and I look at him, and he just pops back up. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Dude, you gotta."
Who is this?
Anthony.
What? At 1 year old, he's Oh my
fearless.
gosh.
Sandy, it is just it's stressing me out. Just so he's absolutely fearless, and he runs into stuff and he doesn't care. Now he's trying to walk and he's doing this. Anyway, one of the little girls barely bumped her head yesterday playing with something. Screamed her little butt off, like somebody hit her with the back end of a machete or something. You know what I mean? Anthony's looking at her like, what's up with this chick? It was almost funny. Because he's like, I bump my head all the time. You know what I mean?
He's like, what just happened? That's nothing. Yeah. I feel like maybe that's a little bit of how the parents might react to, like, if she bumps her head, they're like, oh my gosh, come here. My thing is, whenever kids bump themselves, I'm kind of like, you're okay, get up, brush it off. I don't know, like, if it were my child, would I be different? Probably a little different, but like, I want to raise some tough kids,
Maybe the first or second time, but after a while, when you know that they're okay,
like, you're fine. Just get up.
You just like, okay, come on, buddy, let's walk it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so I shouldn't be crying? No, you're fine. Let's go.
No, you're good, buddy. You're good. Yeah. Mama kissed it. You're good. That heals everything. Move along.
It's magic. Let's go. But it was, this one little girl, cute little chubby thing with a fat face, and you just want to, but man, she just cut loose, and I'm like, what happened? My son was like, nothing, bro, she'd be all right, So
yeah, she does this all the time.
She'd be okay. Yeah, but it was standard birthday stuff, burgers and cake.
What was the cake? Like, what was on the cake?
I don't know. He had what is it? Red velvet. I almost said carrot cake, but he had some red velvet for the adults, and I'm like, I'll eat birthday cake. You know.
Birthday cake is like the highlight of the party. Well, at least for me. Like, and it has to be the buttercream frosting, or else you just chuck the whole thing in the trash.
Why bother? You know. I'll say this: they gave him a
Whipped
little
cream
slice, right?
frosting.
So I got it on video. I gotta send you a copy of it, right?
Okay.
So he's sitting there, and then they're holding his hands, and we sing happy birthday, and so he doesn't dig into the cake.
Right.
And now,
yes.
when we're done, the mom blows out the candle, and he's getting like antsy. He wants his cake.
He's like, I need
So
cake.
they take the candle, they let his hands loose. He grabs it, and he licks his finger. He's like, and he looks around, and he just palms it, right? Next thing you know, he's got half the cake in his face,
Yes.
or like a
Yes.
maybe the size of a small cupcake, right? And he's just going and just frosting all over his lips and stuff. And then he looks around and it's like nobody's stopping him, so he grabs the other half. So now he's double fisting chunks of cake going back and forth. So I got a close up video of him with chocolate, with frosting all over his face. It was the cutest thing in the world.
You should put a picture on here so people can see it.
I will. And
that's awesome.
It was just so cute. But so yeah, that was fun. And then I had a couple things to do around the house last night. I'm kind of proud of this. Have you seen these bricks that's round on one end and then the other end has like an appropriate sized dip so you can put them in a row around your garden
they're gardening.
beds and that kind of thing?
They're like gardening stones or retaining wall stones or whatever.
This is the craziest thing. I took an old hacksaw blade, right? And I measured it, what we needed. I measured it on the brick, marked the line, and scratched it with the hacksaw, right? Just scratched it. I wasn't going to saw through a brick. I'm not crazy.
Right, you scored it. You scored it.
Yeah. So then I took a chisel and just chipped along that line, right? And created a stress fracture, along that line. So there's like a little void.
Like Conor McGregor's leg. Yeah.
Boom. Once I hit it, I went up and down maybe 2-3 times. I turned it over and hit it on the solid side. And it cracked right where that line was. So I knock on the door. My wife is like, he's like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, check this out. She goes, how the hell did you? I'm like, dude,
it's magic.
You too, baby. You too,
Unicorns,
son.
right here.
Dude. And I was just super proud that I cracked this brick precisely where I needed it, which was kind of impressive, man. I'm seriously impressed with that.
I thought you were gonna say you took the machete and just
That's
use
a
your
magical
chi
blade
power.
right there. Actually, I do have a machete for like cutting down like woods, not woods, but like woody weeds.
Woody weeds. I fully expect you to have a machete, fully.
Oh yeah, no, I got a machete. I got a couple tomahawks, axes. I got guy stuff.
Yeah.
Man,
If it has an edge, you probably have it.
True. I don't have any ninja stars though. That's all. That's all.
I know. Every time you go, you don't get me one. So.
All right. Next time, if I see one, I'll pick one up, and that'll be.
Can you mail it to me, or is that a federal offense?
I think I might have to mail it. They're not gonna let me get on the plane with that.
Oh, that's true.
Sir, why do you have
maybe.
a Chinese star? I'm like, you're profiling. It's an American.
Yeah,
star.
it's none of your business.
Yeah,
it's none of your business, sir. It's for my mercenary friend. Period. That's all you need to know.
Story.
Actually, now I have to kill you. You'd probably get arrested if you said that.
I can tell you, but I'm gonna have to sick her on you, and you don't want that,
You may not live through it. Not saying she would kill you, but with being, very vague terms, you may not live through that experience, sir.
Yeah, you don't want that, sir. You trust me.
And he's like, "Wow, move along. You're through. Go."
What's with the recent uptick in violence on airplanes? What the hell's going on with the world?
I think it's the same uptick in all violence because everybody's been cooped up. I mean, if you know what I mean, on rainy days, I guarantee you kids get in a lot more trouble because they're cooped up inside and they're just stir crazy. Yeah. And if you don't like your siblings, you're probably just, you're doing your own MMA fighting at home. So,
dude, we used to get down, man. I'm surprised that we never seriously got hurt. Because we had cousins, and so next thing you know, you got 8 boys somebody's gonna get in a fight. It's just it's gonna be a wrestling
Yes.
match.
It's inevitable.
Someone's gonna be
Yes.
crying, and someone's gonna get whooped for being a,
For crying.
you should have known better. I was always the
Yeah.
oldest one,
Don't
so
cry. Yeah.
I got whooped for not stopping it.
You're like, but Ma, I had money on the guy.
I didn't know Lou was gonna cave like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
We were gonna split it, Ma.
Yeah, I was going to give you a part now. Just forget it. It's going in my piggy bank.
Remember that cell phone that she made me buy her a couple years ago?
Yes.
Ask
Still
her
in
if
the
she's ever
package.
used it. Still in the package. Son of
Still
a.
in the package. Ma.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So how was your weekend? What'd you do?
Oh, okay. So this was an adventure. So Friday night, got off work. We did our live with Tom Jackson with the Auto Flosser. If you guys haven't checked it out, go to our page, and it's on there. It's gotten a lot of views. I'm impressed. It's probably got over 400
It's on the YouTubes.
views. It's on the tubes, man. It's also on our Facebook page and stuff. But
Yes.
anyway, so after that, we went in town to the county fair. Is that a thing? Like, is it just a country thing, or do city folk have a county fair?
Well, I used to live across the Gwinnett County Fairgrounds. And in
Okay.
September, when the county came to town, the traffic was unbearable. But
Yeah.
the funnel cakes were amazing. So it was
Yes.
it was worth it. So
Yeah, and all the redneck stuff happens about then. And I can say that because I'll consider myself a redneck now because I got a tan that stopped at my T-shirt. I guess that's where that comes from. Anyway, so we go to the truck pull. And do you know what a truck pull is?
yes, I've
If you
seen
had
them
to
on
guess.
TV.
Okay. What have you seen? Because I've seen different types.
All right, I've seen a couple different things. It's like monster
Okay.
trucks where they just drag race over obstacles. That's kind of cool.
That's not a truck pull.
right?
Okay.
I know. Then I see the other ones where they have these giant monster trucks where they're pulling a sled with weight on it, and then it
Yeah.
kind of bogs it down, and whoever can get the furthest. Is that
That's
what
the
that is?
kind. That's the kind that we did, but they're not monster trucks. They're just regular Dodge, Chevy, Ford trucks.
Just souped up to
Yeah, they just put as big of a fat engine, strong engine that they can put in there. So we're in town. We're watching that. Actually, like, you get these big, loud trucks with engines. They do regular trucks, and then they do diesel trucks and stuff. And these
4x4s.
It was
and
fun. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think all of them were 4x4.
They have
but,
to be probably, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that was fun. I enjoyed that stuff. So I think we got home from that, and we walk into the RV, and you'll never guess what I opened the door to.
I can imagine, but why don't you enlighten us?
Let's just say one of the dogs had an accident, and it was like they had 12 bowls of chili.
Oh man!
It was like
man.
lava.
Oh, in that
And
little
so-
trailer, dude. Oh, jeez.
So when you walk in, you can't like go around it. So we were
'Cause
like
it's
standing in the
it.
doorway going, oh my gosh, what? So we reach over the little seat and grab the paper towels, and we're just like, trash bag, throw this bags of paper towels of this ungodly creation into the trash.
Oh man, that's
So okay, fine, whatever. And then a
so
storm
you didn't burn it
comes.
down because you're sitting in it right now. So that's
Right,
probably good,
right. We almost did. We had the lighter fluid in the match, and we were like, maybe we can salvage this. I don't know.
We'll start again tomorrow.
So finally, so a storm comes in. So it's crazy pouring down rain. I went to bed because we were going to record the next morning. So I go to bed, 2 a.m. John's like, I need you to help me because the awning was out and wind like crazy. So I was like, okay, I'm like not dressed or whatever, trying to help pull this awning in the pouring down rain. We're both soaked, and we're like, okay, finally get it done. And I'm like, okay, I got to go to bed, da-da-da. And Abby, the one that laid the monstrosity, she starts going towards the door. And I was like, I think we need to let her out. And he's like, it's raining. She just needs to go to bed. And I was like, okay. Well, guess what happened? About 5 minutes later, she goes and she's like, well, if you're not going to let me out, it's happening right here again. And it was, it was a nightmare. It was like, yeah, she's not feeling well. Let's just put it that way.
A sick pup will, I mean, you feel bad for them.
Right.
But,
and yeah, we didn't take it out on her or anything, of course.
No,
you know, she can't help
but it still sucks, man.
Yeah, it was gross. And John's like holding his t-shirt over his face and stuff, and he's like, I can't do it, I'll puke. So I'm like, well, if I can get knee deep in some calculus with blood and, you know, exudate and all this stuff in people's mouths, then I can handle.
Yeah, well, how's she doing now? She better?
No.
Really?
So I got up Saturday morning and I canceled with you because my gut was not happy with me, and I think it was the fair food. So I got up finally and I was like, I took a shower. I started feeling better. Abby, she ate a little bit, but she's still not feeling too hot. If it comes to it, we'll take her into the vet.
You think she broke into some chocolate or something, or what happened?
No, I think with the storms coming through, and then this has been an adjustment for him, I really feel like she's just kind of stressed out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can see that.
Yeah, but she'll be all right. So anyway, plant shopping is a whole thing. It's a whole new world. It's a whole new world. So I brought one for an example, but this thing, is that not cool? It's called a zebra something. Zebra plant.
I was
like
wondering
if you
how
Google
big
that,
this thing was, but that's the size of your. It fits in the palm of your hand.
It's tiny. I think it's related to aloe.
Oh, okay.
But is that not the cutest thing in the world?
All right, let's see
It's
if you
a
can
little
keep it
guy.
alive.
So I bought this and quite a few other plants. My sister-in-law is obsessed. Like, her whole side of her house is covered with these kinds of plants, bigger plants, rubber tree plants. And I was like, okay, let's go plant shopping. So we went to 4 different places. We were gone from 10:30 in the morning, and I didn't get home until after 7. Plant shopping. Some of these plants, like this one was probably like, I think $6. But some of these plants, Google this, old man cactus. One of those, a big one at a plant store, we're talking $160 or something.
Oh, with the fuzz on it?
Yeah, it's just like a big, tall, fuzzy cactus with white fuzz all over it.
Well, this is $8.50, man, at damn Etsy.
$8.50?
Yes, ma'am.
How tall is it, though?
Oh, it's tiny.
Yeah, see?
Is that
we went to a place. No, that's just how it grows. It grows that because my sister-in-law was saying that Valerie, if it grows in really hot places, so it grows this hair to protect it from the heat and the sun.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
anyway,
cool.
It opened
it almost
my
looks
eyes.
Alive.
Yeah.
Like
it looks like Cousin It.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, some of the other ones do.
Maybe Cousin It was a old man cactus. You never know, because you never got to see underneath.
He has some luxurious hair.
He
right?
did. Yeah.
My question is,
jealous.
what did he look like? Or
maybe he was
he.
just hair.
Did he have a face?
Maybe not. Maybe you just do this with the hair, and there's just more hair and hair, and then you reach
had
the
a
other
hand
end.
with no body. What was that thing called? It? On the Addams Family? Remember the hand?
No. I think it was George. No, I don't know. Yeah, I remember. I just don't remember the name. Was that It? No, Cousin It.
Cousin is
was the hairy guy.
The hairy guy. All right.
Let's figure out the hand's name. Because this is very important stuff we're discussing here.
All right. Real quick, can we do that? Can we go down memory lane?
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, Thing.
Thing. Yes.
They're creepy and they're kooky. Yes, Thing. When they come out of that box. That's crazy, dude. Anyway.
Yeah, I was
right.
in choir in high school. One of the songs we sang was the Addams Family theme song. Like, they're creepy and they're kooky, the Addams Family.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
I knew all those songs as a kid growing up, but here's my question to you, right?
Okay.
Gilligan's Island, do you remember that?
Yes. I used to watch that all the time.
I grew up watching it. It never made any sense to me. Now that I think about it as an adult,
It doesn't.
it doesn't make any sense.
No. All these people would show up on the island. And then next thing you know, next episode, they're gone. Where did they go? They had a boat. They had to have.
Yeah, half of the time one dude left on a helicopter, and
Why wouldn't they take these guys with them? Rude.
Well,
I guess then there wouldn't be a show.
Then there wouldn't be a show. Well, here's the thing, Mr. and Mrs. Howell, right? We're on an island. We got to collect food and stuff, and they're just chilling on
Caviar.
beach chairs.
Caviar and
suits.
Dom Perignon.
They had a trunk
wearing
full
her
of cash.
Yes.
Right? You remember that?
Yeah. Yes.
But if you had that much money, you brought that with you on the trip, why didn't you have your own boat with real people running it?
Yeah. Wait, did they charter the boat, though?
Yes. A 3-hour
So
tour.
that was their boat then, technically.
Yeah, but,
Oh, you
Ginger
mean
was
why
on
didn't
there.
they go out? They could have bought a boat.
Yeah,
of
or
their
rented a
own.
real big yacht or something, is all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
why charter one when you can own one? What
maybe
were
it
they
was a-
touring? That's what I want to know.
I think they were based out of Hawaii.
So they just wanted to go whale watching or something.
Yeah, just see the sights.
Yeah.
How do you get that lost? Skipper sucked.
Well, yeah, Skipper's an idiot. Or maybe he, like Gilligan, controlled a boat while he's down taking a nap. And then Gilligan's
I think-
oh, look, a bird.
Gilligan's hat was always white and crispy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you were on
They
Gilligan's
must have
Island,
at least...
who would you have been?
Oh. You mean in reality, or who would I have liked to be?
Yeah, no, like which character would best be Sandy?
Probably Gilligan. Maybe I'd be the professor.
You think?
No.
He's weird. all in
Definitely,
his hut.
definitely not Ginger.
No,
Or the Howells,
no.
because I ain't got no money.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. The whole show was fun and just so unrealistic, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like I Dream of Jeannie, right?
Yes.
He's
Yes.
a good-looking astronaut, single dude. You got a magical blonde in a bottle that wants to do magic tricks, you know what I mean, and cast spells for you. Why wouldn't
Yeah.
you just, all right, listen, give me my discharge papers. I'm out of the Air Force. Blink us up a Corvette and a trunk full of cash, and let's get the hell out of here, Jeannie. That's what I
Yeah.
would have done.
Yeah. She's a good-looking
Right?
chick. Yes. Boom.
If she gets a
Done.
little lippy, get back in the bottle.
Slow down there, buddy.
Okay, I'm kidding.
Oh,
so
poor
stupid.
Jeannie.
Do any of your other childhood TV shows not make sense as an adult now that you think about them?
Scooby-Doo. For sure. Like, why are these kids driving this van that looks like they've been smoking a little something inside?
That's why
Right.
That's why they were always
Mystery
hungry, dude.
machine. Yeah, there's no mystery about what's going on in there.
No,
But, okay.
Shag was
You've
definitely
got-
smoking.
And Shaggy? Come on, buddy. You know what's up in there. Jeez.
Yeah.
But,
You
like-
have to be high to understand what your dog says.
totally.
They would talk.
But then
right?
again, we could understand them, so what does that say about us?
maybe understand them, but not actually have a conversation with.
Well, that's true. And then
You know?
seriously, how good are those Scooby snacks that he will do literally anything for them? I mean,
What's in these Scooby snacks?
exactly. What's in these Scooby snacks? That's what I'm talking about. So,
Little edibles. That's all I'm saying. It had to be. It had to be a thinly veiled weed series, bro. Mm-hmm. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for these pesky kids. You know, remember all that?
Yes.
Always breaking up crime rings. No guns.
And let's be serious. If that were the case, they would have had hits on them in a heartbeat, and that's the end of the show. Maybe
they
it is
made
a little
that
realistic.
Into a live movie, and I think I took the kids to go see it, and it was just
I saw that.
It was just even more.
Was
dumb.
it Freddie Prinze Jr.? What's his name? The head guy. Hey everybody, it's Sandy Lee. We've got Carlos here, Off Your Flosser podcast. We are brought to you in part by the Dental Avengers Summit. It's coming up in December. It's virtual, so you have no excuses. We are going to be hosting it, live event. It's going to be amazing.
There's a ton of CE and a ton of great information for your friends, family, for yourself. Because if we're not good, how can we take care of other people?
Amazing speakers, December 3rd through 5th. Check it out, offyourflosser.com under the Preferred Partners tab. Holly Ann Mitchell is a hypnotist, and she's going to hypnotize us. Probably to be like chickens or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be embarrassing, but stay tuned, guys. Thank you.
Yep,
Go
floss yourselves.
Whose man is this? What does that mean?
Is it kind of like, come get your boy?
Yeah. It's sort of like
you better get him or else he's about to go night-night.
Like, who are you
like
with?
That?
Yeah. Like, who's with this guy? Who brought him?
So I can beat them down too?
We're about to eject him from the party. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So you're like, no, that's my cousin. He's from Nebraska. It's cool, don't.
Yeah, he's from the Boondocks. He doesn't understand common courtesy. Or
sorry about that. Yeah. He lives in a camper. It's a long story. Just let him slide. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Anyway, so what do you got? So yeah, if you're ever in New York City,
I don't have
that,
anything.
Whose man is this? You better get the hell out of there.
My phone is dead. Like, I had a whole bunch of words that I was going to ask you if you knew the meaning of. And, yeah.
I'll say
it's
this,
dead.
man. You were in the middle of a lightning storm. You could have charged everything you had.
With one lightning strike.
Boom.
You're right.
Supercharged it.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing is, while it was storming and raining, this side of the camper, the RV, the outlets turned off. So I had to charge my phone in my car the next day.
Oh, man, dude.
It's been an ordeal.
Oh, yeah, you guys are going to be so happy when you get in this house.
Yes. However, so progress on the house is we have a basement. They did the waterproofing, the backfilling, and the subfloor is up there in stacks, ready to go. They've got the big metal beam that goes across the basement ceiling to support the house, that sort of thing.
Sure.
So, yeah. I mean, as long as the rain holds off a little bit, they're going to start, like, framing and stuff.
Yeah, dude, that should
Isn't
go
that
pretty
crazy?
quickly. The house in my neighborhood that they started building, I told you like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm no exaggeration. It's damn near done. It's like the outside is the house. It's a house. They got to put the inside in, like the walls and that type of stuff, but windows and that type of shit. But dude, it's incredible how fast these things go up. It's like every time you drive by, you're like, oh my god, did they finish the garage?
I wish it was like that here.
I mean, I don't know how many guys they have hammering on this thing in the middle of the day, but whoever it is, they're damn construction ninjas, bro. It's ridiculous.
I feel like there's probably a couple different strategies to building multiple houses at a time.
Because you can't just work on one house at a time. Because once the electrician's job is done, then that comes after
waiting.
it's all framed up. And then the plumber has to come in before you put up the walls, and and then the painting guys come in at the end to paint everything. So I'm sure you have crews all over the place, So
yeah.
I don't know. It's amazing.
It makes
how they
more
figure
sense.
It all out.
Yeah, because you can't have the drywall guys sitting there twiddling their thumbs while the electrician's finishing. So
no, we need
I don't
him
know.
down the
Unless
street,
you're only building one house. Maybe that's the only house they're building. They ain't got no more.
I don't know, but whoever it is.
Can you tell me to come up here?
Maybe it's the same batch of guys that does everything. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Oh, it could be. Yeah. Maybe.
And then they have
a jack
a guy
of all
inspect
trades.
it. Okay, we're good. Let's keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they tied up the inspector in one of the little trucks, and they go, "Okay, you're gonna stay here. Okay, now come check. Now go back. Sit in the truck until we're ready for the next inspection."
Sign here.
Because I hear that's a big deal, like waiting for inspectors to come and pass and all that stuff. We don't have all that here in this county. Like we didn't have to get like a building permit or like a lot of the it's crazy. It's crazy. Which it's part of it's scary, but part of it's not, because it makes things go faster. Sure. However, with my builder, I trust him. He's done an amazing job, has amazing reputation here. So I'm not so worried about it. But you get some people who, like one of the other builders that we talked to, we went and looked at one of his houses, and it was like, no. And for him, he can do whatever the heck he wants because nobody's checking his work. You know? It's scary.
And then if it sucks, you got to sue him and all that stuff. So you don't need that kind of hassle.
Yeah, that's a mess. But my builder guy, I think he's on his game. Like, he's getting people out here as soon as he can. Yeah, we did a little bit of research to find this guy. So,
well, it shouldn't be too much longer now. So, on that note, 143 in the books.
Yep, that's it. Say bye to little zebra guy.
Oh yeah, to the little
bye
plant.
Guys, see you later.
Did you name it yet?
Nope, I'll figure it out. I'm gonna name them all. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait.
You remember us talking about how non-green my thumb is?
Yeah.
So I mean, we might get 2 weeks down the road, episode 145, and I'll be like, oh, they're dead. They're dead.
I'll say this, dude. If in all jokes aside, if he's that little zebra dude still hanging out in 6 months, name him then.
All right, I'll wait. That way I don't get too attached.
Make sure it takes, before you start up.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It'll hurt less if it doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's rude. All right, cool. 143 in the books.
143. It's in there.
Sandra,
done.
Good seeing you
Recorded.
Again. And
you too, buddy.
Leave the fair food alone, and I hope
the
weather
gosh, never
cooperates.
again.
We get this house up in as few weeks as possible.
Yes. So for reference, it was fried Oreos and pulled pork nachos. Yeah.
I don't know why you weren't feeling good. That sounds like it's like a kale salad.
That sounds
almost,
like
you know what I mean?
That sounds like the devil. All right. Anyway, so take care when you eat that kind of stuff. Just be ready with Tums and a bathroom. So.
So guys, don't forget, check out the website offyourflosser.com. Yep. Have a good one and go floss yourselves, please.
Go auto floss yourselves.